My story is one of architecture. Born near Washington, D.C. in southeast Pennsylvania in a 1700s English architecture home. And that was deeply engrafted in my soul, that there wasn't another house like our house in all of southeast Pennsylvania. Ours was unique. Because we were so close to Washington, D.C., my folks used to take us there for the cherry blossom festivals, for inaugurations, for big marches and events that they have. And so I fell in love with these two things: the power and the political environment that has a way to cast its shadow over a nation, and this culture that happens in these older homes. And I think I'm the only guy, maybe wrong, but we went to Williamsburg for our honeymoon. I want that patriotism to rise in my soul, and that's what you get when you go down Gloucester Street and all that happens there. And so we moved to Atlanta in the late 70s, and we moved into a subdivision in Peachtree Corners, and our house was like everybody else's house, and it was fine. And I went to a seminar. They talked about being financially free, debt-free. So I had 8 children and a mortgage and these mouths to feed and all that sort of thing. And I said, babe, let's sell our house and take whatever money we have and buy a house cash. Well, where do you find that? So back in 1980, I found a house in downtown Lilburn that was right next to one that was just being destroyed. This one we rescued, paid cash, and when I had $50, I'd go to Home Depot and get $50 worth of wood or sheetrock or plumbing, and I started building and renovating a turn-of-the-century home, which was us. I didn't want a house like anybody else. And that house is what brought us to Lilburn. And when I saw this downtown, I said, this is the closest to Williamsburg that I can get. It's a century newer, but it still has some charm. There was an application to put a garage right here in downtown, and I went to City Hall, which was directly across the street, and I argued in the public comment time, and I said, why would we put a garage downtown? This is a quaint, historic, we've got to preserve this. Garages belong on Buford Highway, not here. And I got back to my seat and they said, you need to run for city council. I said, no, I'm restoring a house. I have 8 kids. I've never taken a course in political science. I don't know anything about this, no. So we had another issue and I went over and spoke against another, and they said, you need to run for, I said, no, that's not me. I don't know anything about it. Well, I heard that again and again. Finally, I did say, okay, I'll give it a shot. For $100, I qualified and nobody ran against me. So for $100, I was on the council and I thought, oh no, what have I done? I'm pastoring a church and I'm building a house and I'm raising kids and I don't know anything. And I started to get educated in the underbelly of the city, how cities work. Cities are very important. Major shift towards cities. Why? Because immigrants can't survive out of a city. The infrastructure's here. Depending what, you can't go to a farm and be of another culture. There's no support out there. So you have to be where other people like you are. And so in our country, there's a major move back to our cities. That 75% to 85% of all the people in the United States live in cities. So I got connected to this city and then said, man, I've learned so much about leadership and how if you go to Chick-fil-A, right on the wall it says, food's essential to life, make it good. Their mission statement's right on the wall. And so I looked around and I said, where's our mission statement? Well, nobody knew what our mission statement. I said, how are we spending money if we don't know what our mission is? We don't have a 5-year plan. We don't have a strategic plan. We have a 20-year plan. And I said, I've got to bring this to the city that I love or else we're going to have something else. This is not going to be why I moved here. So this downtown has just captured my soul. And I want to be on the Team Lilburn to preserve it and to accommodate people who also have to live here. So it's a real delicate, and to answer everybody's question of restaurants, gotta have places to socialize. So those are all in the queue, and I think we're moving that direction.